What that?
See, here between a sodium and chloride ion, so some force of attraction is developed. Okay, these ions are, this force of attraction is developed between oppositely charged ions. One is positive ion and another one is negative ion. Okay, so if the force of attraction is developed between oppositely charged ions, that means positive and negative ions, then such force of attraction is said to be electrostatic force of attraction. Electrostatic force of attraction. Electrostatic force of attraction is developed between opposite ions. Okay, right. So in our chemistry language, force of attraction. Force of attraction. What is the meaning of force of attraction? So generally, this force of attraction will call by a single word known as bond. The force of attraction will call by a single bond, a single word known as bond. What is bond? Bond means force of attraction. That means here force of attraction is developed between this ion and this ion. That means between oppositely charged ions, force of attraction is developed. Okay. Then as the bond, that means a bond is developed between oppositely charged ions. Hence that bond is named as ionic bond. Ionic bond. Ionic bond means the bond developed between oppositely charged ions. So when the bond is developed, or else when the force of attraction is developed between oppositely charged ions, then such a type of bond or else such type of force of attraction is given a name known as ionic bond. Bond means force of attraction. Okay, force of attraction between what? Between ions. Hence it is said to be ionic bond. Okay, in this way ionic bond is formed. Okay, after the formation of ionic bond, so what is happened here? See, redistribution of electrons has taken place. So before that, sodium is having only one electron in the valence shell, but after losing one electron, so sodium, it has lost one electron, minus one electron I am giving. So after losing one electron, now sodium has become Na+. Now it is having only now it is 3s electron has lost. Now second orbit become the outermost orbit. So before that, third orbit was the outermost orbit and it is having only one electron. Now after losing that electron, that one electron, now that third orbit is not having any electron. Now second orbit will be treated as the outermost orbit after losing of one electron. So now in the second orbit, so it is having 8 electrons. That means outermost orbit is having 8 electrons. That means there are 8 valence electrons in Na+. So Na+ is stable. That means there is rearrangement of electrons taken place. So here rearrangement of electrons has taken place. So that is why sodium has become stable. Okay. In the same way, even chlorine atom also. Chlorine is having this configuration. But with this configuration, it is having only 7 valence electrons. So it is having only 7 valence electrons. (3s2 3p5), only 7 valence electrons. So with this electronic arrangement or else with this electronic configuration, this chlorine is unstable. So what happened? So after getting one electron, if it gets one electron, then into third orbit it will get. So then the third orbit, now it is having 8 electrons after getting one electron. So that means this is the condition. Chlorine, in order to become stable atom or a stable ion, it has to get one more electron. So after getting one electron, now this chlorine is having 8 electrons in its valence shell. Now it is called as chloride ion. Before that it is said to be chlorine atom, and now it is called as chloride ion. And in chloride ion there are 8 electrons in the valence shell. So these are the conditions for the redistribution. These are the conditions for the sodium and chlorine to get stability. So this can be achieved by redistribution of electrons. So this Here the redistribution is done by transferring method. The redistribution is done by transferring method. That means one atom will lose one electron to other atom. So this atom will gain one electron, and this atom will lose one electron. This atom will gain one electron, and here transfer of electron is taking place from one atom to another atom. So in this way, after transfer of electron, oppositely charged ions are formed. As these are being opposite in charge, they start attracting each other, and due to this, a force of attraction is developed, and that force of attraction is said to be electrostatic force of attraction, because the force of attraction is between oppositely charged ions, positive and negative ions. Okay, already we know that the force of attraction is called as bond, and this bond or else this force of attraction is between the oppositely charged ions. Hence the name given to that force of attraction is said to be ionic force of attraction, or else simply ionic bond. So in this way ionic bond can be explained. So this explanation was given by Cosell. Electron theory of valency. The other name for electron theory of valency is Cosell and Lewis theory. So Cosell is a scientist who explained the ionic bond, how ionic bond is formed. So in this way, so this is an example for the formation of ionic bond. Sodium chloride. In sodium chloride, there is ionic bond between sodium and chlorine atoms. Okay, so how that ionic bond is formed? So we have discussed it so far. Now let us take another example, magnesium chloride. Now we will discuss how ionic bond is formed in magnesium chloride. Okay, right. See magnesium atom. What is the electronic configuration of magnesium? Its atomic number is 12. So its electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2. So altogether 12 electrons. And chlorine. So chlorine already we have seen in our previous case. What is the electronic configuration of chlorine atom? What is the electronic configuration of chlorine? So its configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p5. See, for the formation of this molecule MgCl2, so it requires two chlorine ions. Why? Already we know that Mg will be in the form of +2 and chlorine will be in the form of minus. So upon crisscrossing, so you will get this formula. Okay, after crisscrossing we will get this formula. That means each magnesium atom requires two chloride ions. So now let us see, let us take one more chlorine, or else simply we will see. So we will write the Lewis formula, Lewis symbol of magnesium, Mg. So how many valence electrons are there? Valence electrons are 2 only. So that is, as it is having valence electrons 2, it is unstable atom. So when does it become stable? If it loses these 2 electrons, then this will become, then it will get a configuration up to 2p6 only. So after losing 2 electrons, so this magnesium after losing 2 electrons, it will get configuration 1s2, 2s2, 2p6. It will lose 2 electrons. So if it lose only 1 electron, it won't become stable, because after losing 1 electron, this third orbit is still having 1 electron. Hence it should lose both the 2 electrons. After losing these 2 electrons, now this magnesium will have this configuration. Now this will become the valency shell. Now valency electrons will be 8. So in this way magnesium will undergo rearrangement by losing 2 electrons. Okay, but chlorine, here chlorine valence electrons are 7 only. So what happens? This chlorine, so simply I will write magnesium, and this is After losing 2 electrons, magnesium will become Mg plus 2. So this is the electron arrangement. And chlorine also. So this is chlorine, and after losing one electron, after gaining 1 electron, it will become Cl minus. So it will have configuration 1s2, 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6. So now it is having valence electrons 8. So but chlorine will get only 1 electron. It cannot get more than 1 electron, because this chlorine requires only 1 electron. Already there are 7 valence electrons in chlorine atom. So it will take only 1 electron. But magnesium will give 2 electrons. Magnesium it has to lose 2 electrons. But only 1 electron is accepted by chlorine. So then where does the other electron go? See, for this magnesium requires 1 more chlorine atom. So 1 more chlorine atom it requires. Okay. So even in that case also, the chlorine also will become Cl minus, and in its valency shell 7, and in its valency shell there are 8 electrons. So that means chlorine has become chloride ion. So both the chlorine atoms will become chloride ions by taking 1 electron each from magnesium. Okay. So this thing can be represented pictorially like this. Magnesium with 2 valency electrons, magnesium with 2 valency electrons, and chlorine. So magnesium with 2 valency electrons, simply I am representing by using dots. Now chlorine, 7 valency electrons, I am using cross symbols to represent chlorine. So here also 1 more chlorine. Why 2 chlorines? Because each chlorine requires 1 electron only, but magnesium should lose 2 electrons. Hence, magnesium will take 1 more chlorine to give electron to it. So what happens? This magnesium will transfer 1 electron to this chlorine and 1 electron to this chlorine. So 1 electron to this chlorine. So after transferring of these 2 electrons, magnesium, after losing of these 2 electrons, magnesium will become Mg plus 2. Magnesium will become Mg plus 2. Okay. Now this chlorine will get 1 electron from the magnesium atom. Okay. 1 electron from magnesium atom. Now this chlorine should be represented like this by using bracket and 1 unit of negative charge, because it has gained only 1 electron from magnesium. In the same way, other chlorine also, it should be represented like this. Okay. So 1 more electron to this chlorine has got from magnesium. Okay. Now it should be again enclosed in a bracket. Okay, by using negative sign. So now these oppositely charged ions are formed after transfer of electron. So what is happening? Complete transfer of electron from one atom to another atom takes place. So here this electron is transferred from magnesium to chlorine, and even this electron is completely transferred from magnesium to chlorine. Complete transfer. Next, opposite charged ions are formed. So this is positive charge and this is negative charge, and even this is also negative charge. So opposite charged ions are formed. Next, after formation of opposite charged ions, these ions are being opposite in charge, so they start attracting each other. That means a force of attraction develops between oppositely charged ions now. So here the force of attraction is developed between this chlorine and this chlorine. And here also a force of attraction is developed between this magnesium and chlorine. So here magnesium and chlorine, force of attraction is developed between them, and here also the same magnesium and other chlorine. So force of attraction is developed. So the force of attraction is between oppositely charged ions, hence it is said to be ionic bond. So here also it is ionic bond. So what type of bond? magnesium chloride is having now? So magnesium chloride is having ionic bond between magnesium and chlorine atoms. So now this force of attraction is said to be, force of attraction means bond. Already we know. So in our previous example. So force of attraction. The name given to this force of attraction is said to be ionic bond. What is ionic bond? Ionic bond is the bond which is formed due to complete transfer of electron from one atom to another atom. As a result of this, opposite charged ions are formed, and due to this, electrostatic force of attraction is developed, and the so developed electrostatic force of attraction is said to be ionic bond. So in this way, ionic bond can be explained in magnesium chloride. Okay, so finally what happened? So MgCl2 has formed. MgCl2 has formed. Okay, one magnesium atom with two chlorine atoms. So all the atoms are bonded. All the two chlorine atoms are bonded to magnesium by strong electrostatic force of attraction known as ionic bond. So in this way, ionic bond is formed, and the formation of this ionic bond was explained by Kosel. Okay, Kosel is a scientist who explained the formation of ionic bond. Right. Now let us discuss another example, the same ionic bond with another example, sodium oxide. Sodium oxide. Sodium actually, what is its electronic configuration? Its atomic number is 11. So 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s1. So how many valence electrons are there? Valence electrons is equal to 1 only. So sodium should lose 1 electron to get stability. So after losing 1 electron, what happens? Now sodium will become sodium plus its configuration 1s2, 2s2, 2p6. So this electron, it loses this electron. So after losing this electron, so the last orbit does not have any electron. Now this will become the last orbit. So this will become the last orbit. Okay, before that third orbit was the last orbit, but after losing one electron from the third orbit, now there is no electron in the third orbit. Hence second orbit will become the last orbit, or else outermost orbit, or else valence shell. Now after losing one electron, sodium has become sodium ion. So now the valence electrons are 8. So in this way, redistribution of electron has taken place in sodium atom. That means it has lost one electron, so that it to become stable atom. Now this is having stability because valence electrons are 8. Any atom with 8 valence electrons are stable. So our sodium atom, after losing one electron, losing of electron is a method of redistribution. Okay, right. So here sodium should lose one electron to get stability. Oxygen, if you take oxygen, its atomic number is 8. So 1s2, 2s2, 2p4. 1s2, 2s2, 2p4 is the electronic configuration of 1s2, 2s2, 2p4. Is the electronic configuration of oxygen atom. In oxygen atom, so valence, there are only 6 valence electrons. It is unstable, because to get stability, any atom should require 8 electrons in its valence shell. Any atom, if it possesses 8 electrons in its valence shell, then it will become stable. So now oxygen is unstable atom. So in order to get stability, oxygen should get 2 electrons. It has to get 2 electrons from somewhere. So what happens? After getting 2 electrons, the oxygen will get two negative charges, because getting two electrons means getting two negative charges from somewhere, because each electron is one negative charge. So now after getting two electrons from somewhere, this oxygen will become O minus 2. Now the new electronic configuration will be 1s2, 2s2, 2p6. 2p4 has become 2p6. So in this case the valence electrons will be 8. That means after redistribution of electrons, oxygen has become 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, because it requires two electrons to get stability. So after getting two electrons, the electron arrangement of oxygen will be like this. Now it is stable. Okay, right. But sodium is ready to lose only one electron. Then how oxygen gets two electrons? In that case, oxygen requires one more sodium atom. So one more electron it will get from one more sodium atom. That means another sodium atom also. Initially it was having one valence electron. So now sodium atom will become sodium plus. Now it is having 8 electrons in its valence shell. Okay. So that means sodium atom will lose one electron. Sodium atom will lose one electron. And this sodium atom also will lose one electron. So this electron it will take, and even this electron it will take. So I will explain all this with the help of Lewis symbols. See, oxygen is having oxygen is having 6 electrons in its valence shell like this. So this is the Lewis symbol of oxygen atom. And sodium, it is having only one electron in its valence shell. I am writing like this by using crosses. So these two are unpaired electrons, and this is a pair of electron, and this is another pair of electron. Sodium atom is having only one electron in its valence shell, hence Lewis symbol will be like this. And Lewis symbol of another sodium atom also will be like that only. What happens? Sodium will completely transfer its electron to oxygen atom, and even this sodium also will completely transfer its electron to the same oxygen atom, and as a result of this, sodium will become Na plus, and even this sodium also will become Na plus. And now with this oxygen, so already it has 6 electrons in its valence shell, and now 2 more electrons it has got from both the sodium atoms, one from each. So now oxygen is having -2 charge on it. So as it has got 2 more electrons from outside, so these 2 electrons are not its own electrons. So these 2 electrons are foreign electrons. Foreign electrons means outside electrons. So these 2 electrons, one electron is from this atom, and one electron is transferred from this atom. So like this. So now oppositely charged ions are formed. So actually these are the steps which involve in the formation of ionic bond. So what is the first step? Complete transfer of electrons from one atom to another atom. From this atom to this atom, electron is transferred completely. And from this atom to this atom, again one more electron is transferred. From this atom to this atom. Next, opposite charged ions are formed. So here opposite charged ions are formed. Next, what happens? So being oppositely in charge, they start attracting each other, and these two also will start attracting each other. So there is force of attraction developed between oppositely charged ions, and here also force of attraction is developed between oppositely charged ions. So the force of attraction, it was given a name. So this force of attraction is said to be electrostatic force of attraction, because the force of attraction is developed between opposite charged ions. Okay, now this electrostatic force of attraction is called as ionic bond. Why it is called as ionic bond? Because bond means force of attraction, ionic means force of attraction between oppositely charged ions. Hence it is called as ionic bond. So in this way, ionic bond can be explained in sodium oxide in A2O. So in sodium oxide, what type of bond you will find? In sodium oxide, you will find ionic bond. So how that ionic bond is formed? So all these things was explained by a scientist known as Kosel. See, Kosel has explained the formation of ionic bond. Okay, right. See, in all ionic compounds, so such compounds are said to be ionic compounds. Why they are called as ionic compounds? Because you find ionic bond in between the atoms in these molecules. Such compounds are said to be ionic compounds. Okay. In all ionic compounds, the electrons lost by one or more atoms. Okay, to get 8 electrons, to get stable electronic configuration. Okay. So these electrons, they are accepted by, suppose that means all the electrons lost from the atoms here, these are said to be metal atoms. So this is said to be cation, this is anion, this is cation and this is anion. So sodium will lose, this atom will lose 1 electron, okay, and become cation. This atom also, after losing electron, it has become cation. Now this atom, after gaining electrons, so it become anion. So like this, cations and anions are formed. Okay, so in the ionic compound, what is happening? So atoms will lose electrons. Atoms will lose electrons to form cations, and those electrons are accepted by other atoms to form anions. So in this way, cations and anions are formed. Okay, see here, actually, there is a relationship between the number of cations formed and the number of electrons lost from each cation. So like this, that means the number of cations formed into the number of electrons lost by each cation will be equal to number of anions into the total number of electrons gained by that anion. So like that, I am writing that formula, simple formula. Okay, I will write somewhere here. Number of cations formed, number of cations formed into number of electrons lost from in forming one cation. Cation is equal to what? Number of anions formed, number of anions formed into number of electrons gained in forming one anion. Gained in forming one anion. Anion means negative ion, cation means positive ion. Okay, so in the previous case, we have seen that Na, it has lost 1 electron, and oxygen, both Na, this Na also will lose 1 electron and form Na plus, and oxygen will gain these 2 electrons and form O minus 2. So number of cations formed. How many cations are formed in the formation of this compound? How many cations are formed? 2 cations are formed. So number of cations formed means 2 into Number of electrons lost in forming one cation. So how many electrons it is losing? It is losing only one electron. The formation of one cation. So how many two cations are formed? And in the formation of every cation there is one electron lost. So number of electron lost in forming one cation. So this one into this one is equal to this one into this one. What is this one? Number of anions formed. How many anions are formed? Only one anion is formed. Number of electrons gained in forming one ion, in the formation of one ion. So how many electrons how many electrons are gained in the formation of this anion? How many electrons are gained? 2 electrons are gained. So always this will be equal to this. That means 2 is equal to 2. And this formula is correct. So we are sometimes this formula may be helpful to calculate some problems. So just you note it. So number of cations formed into number of electrons lost in forming one cation, okay, is equal to number of anions formed into number of electrons gained in forming one anion. So that is the formula. Okay, right. So now we will learn the conditions, under what conditions this ionic bond is formed. So what are the favorable conditions for the formation of ionic bond? So we will learn in the next class. Okay, so conditions which favor the formation of ionic bond. So those conditions are also explained by Kosel only. Okay, right.